So I've got the turmeric powder with some coconut drink with the lemon tea grass along with the what's it called, ginger and some lemon. Earlier I drunk it with some spring water, warmed up. Now I got some room temperature cocoa, what's it called, coconut water juice, however you want to word it, and lemon. So I took what you call that mucus in my system needs to break up. So I took Mucinex. It said take it every 12 hours, and then there's some other brand that's like, I don't know. I think it's not sure, but the name of this video might start working out more. I just need to hydrate myself, but the name of this video is going to be in reverse psychology. I would be a chauvinistic male. I seriously, enjoy life. I was looking at the videos about Grand Theft Auto, and in real life, it's beautiful how common sense can help you get a lot. Like when I go to Los Angeles or San Andreas or wherever in California, I'm definitely gonna go to streets that I think remind me of the game. I actually just sent the $40 to get my game repaired, so I can't wait because it's a mind-focusing thing and it's also my escape. And I think I want to get into truck driving because I need to meet random people that's just like me. There's actually a lady that lives across the way from me, and saying pretty cool. Her race is white. I didn't want to say that, but as I get older, I'm realizing there are certain people that I'm around that really are detoxing, and because of concepts like ideas like racism and white supremacy and all that. It's all normal. I try to be an intellect about it, but I am agitated by it because it was, most people teach that it's a very biased situation where my skin is more brown than hers, and something could happen. That's why it's messed up, but we live within the realms of that paradigm, within that type of society where it's like a bittersweet situation. You want people to be smart, so these ideas have spun out naturally, just so because what narcissism, and people have realized that most people are the idea of having an ego is so much to learn now. So I think if I've been enjoying fast food, and I've been enjoying being around different people. Like I said, I've been around ghetto people all my life. I kind of take offense to people that are ghetto because I thought I was a country bumpkin. But I've fought so many paradigms and been around so many types of people. And I'm like, I don't like the fact that I'm a black woman. I come off a certain way. I listen to a lot of Geechee music because I sit there and analyze Geechee people. I really view them as having a certain flow. I think that's very creative, and I think it's very cute. Primarily the men, but I have a jealousy streak for men, so I said I lost my virginity at random when I was a kid, and pretty much normalized the idea that it was okay to be with a man, but it was a stressor for me. You know what I'm saying? People really belittled me for that. Men became chauvinists and somewhat misogynistic to me, and they were sitting there saying that I just felt like the weaker person in the situation, and I really deal with that. But I'm like, at least I'm used to it. In case something does happen, I get used to the feeling of a man invading my privacy, and you know what I'm saying. And it's just a negative connotation. Motherfucker view you as a prostitute and everything. Or sometimes you can reap what you sow, but I don't think what I'm saying. I would not feel emotionally inclined having a man give me money. And that's the difference between have a relationship and a bond with a man and a baby, and him supporting you as a player and earning his respect, as opposed to just being a flat out hoe and stuff. And I realized that people be like, well, you ain't dead, so you ain't traumatized. A person that has really been in serious relationships with a heterosexual male or a heterosexual you would take offense to, the crime of rape. Because when you love somebody, it's unconditional. You know what I'm saying? There are no stipulations or boundaries on it. You're smart enough to be intuitive enough. I walk up on my baby, I know my baby want me. It's not a disrespectful gesture. It's just love. And that's what people wanted me to understand. They wanted to, it's up for debate. That's the beautiful thing about words, literature, and everything. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker can say, look at that black lady. Oh, them mean as hell. She a man hater. They can do all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I remember I have a brother, he go by Lucci. He used to chew on straws, and I guess autism is supposed to be in a societal realms where behavior is consistently in the abnormal. There's an abnormal, sense about the way people behave, the way people look. You know what I'm saying? I've got so much to read. The more I learn, I want learning to be, EI, emotional, experience for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how, you build skilled workers. I really am passionate. I just defined the words passionate anger, and I think people you get that mixed up. A lot of people be like, you need to respect this, and that, and the third. Get these mucus out my system, I'll be all right. But yeah, coconut water, man. When I started back doing my push-ups and stuff, I just be a butch. I'm like, there were people that were feeling sorry for me. I'm like, man, I really come off a certain way. You see how I'm coming off and how I look. I'm like, I gotta use that to my advantage. But intelligence is the key, man. I just want to have fun. Ain't no telling. I got little sisters, they growing up, and it's just so weird and cute at the same time, and agitating at the same time. But we'll see how long it takes for me to get well soon, like they say. It's 2023, and I'm learning as I go. Eventually, I want to get to a place where I'm growing my own crop. I'm like, there's some things about the apartment I stay in. I'm like, I can fix it. It'll just show growth. My hair will grow. I want to repaint. I got a dent in the bottom in my window sill, the base of it. I was watching a video how to take like a little chisel and kind of blend it in, and I forgot what they call it. But my mom used to do all that shit. So she basically was a butch, and she had masculine credential, and she had brothers. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that would be an advantage I have. So I think once I get some driving experience and stuff, I'm like, life is common damn sense. You know what I'm saying? I've got some choices I made that I regret, but at the same time, I'm still alive. So it's principle. When I was a kid, I really wanted to be a guy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I will go ahead and take testosterone and everything for the satisfaction of people that really have been a victim of that fact. I'm like, I seriously want to be a guy, and I'm like, that the more effort I put into it, the more easy it will come. And people, I'm going down in lesbian history. I don't give a fuck if I got a girlfriend or not. It's just how I feel. It's what I want. You know what I'm saying? I told people I will cut my titties off with no problem and not give a fuck. Go ahead and do that so people can value the situation the way I need it to be. You know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is. Like, I understand the normalcy and the naturalism of, the union between woman and man is so beautiful, the connection. And I am not a man hater. I'm more of an agitated woman that really wants to live the life of a man because, like I said, I just view them as not being raised to be pessimistic, where women are being viewed as the submissive when a man sticks his, private part in you, and you can either take offense to it or not. It just depends on the situation, the scenario, everything, the way people are, the way their personalities. My mama used to be one of the people that, that when she see a bug, there's a paradigm of us living inside of a living space. You know what I'm saying? I am one of those people that actually am, an animal lover. People probably don't think that, but I grew up scared of animals, and I did feel guilty if I want to walk around and on these grounds. I do feel so guilty for stepping on an ant or whatever the case is for somebody else's, gratification, satisfaction. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, however you want to look at it, word it. But I've got so much to learn. I got to learn about phones, wiring, electrical work. I'm getting in everything, watching videos about construction, architects. You know what I'm saying? The more passionate you become about something, it'll show. Because I used to be like, man, I know how to draw little things. But when you develop passion for something, I'm going to create my own detox. That's what I want my little sisters to do. At some point, you might need to build your own house and you're going to have to, we all have heart, because I might not be able to do certain things by myself, and I don't trust half the people in my life, and I really need to feel safe as a detox and really I get around people with good vibes. That's the beautiful thing about human nature. Some people, have the people at my job, I'm not going to say that they're bad vibes, but I'm going to say that I haven't found somebody that I felt safe around yet. But that's what having heart is about. That's where the emotional trauma comes from, as far as, sexual and all that stuff. Because like Kenneth Twyman in Wisconsin, I used to hear my cousin, that's supposed to be my cousin, a guy named Dez, and then the Joker. I was so confused about a lot of stuff growing up in my neighborhood. I grew up in the heart of Atlanta. I grew up on Winter Street, went to Dunbar Elementary, went to a private school off Cascade, and even that was still kind of ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Learning things, being a kid in my life. You ever heard that somebody hurricane a booster called Ratchet? That's really how it was. You know what I'm saying? Hunching on your cousins and stuff. I ain't gonna say if it happened naturally or not, but the paradigm, the ghetto, being from the ghetto is not a paradigm. It is real life for people. Shout out to Cassidy, you know what I'm saying? Or Ashley, a guy that really, that I really look up to as far as his lyrical content. You think you just a nigga growing up in the hood, and you know what I'm saying, when things happen, you know what I'm saying? People aren't dumb just because they're from the ghetto or they don't learn as much as you do. They just have to learn. You know what I'm saying? Everybody learn at different spaces. If you can form a union and form a bond with somebody that's just like you, but I haven't found that one person yet. You know what I'm saying? I really hope to God, since I've been living this long, he sent me somebody that really appreciates me for me besides my mom. I mean, even with her, there's a lot of things about me that she don't like, and she probably viewed me as gonna grow up and have the typical life that she has. She got married one time and all that, and you know what I'm saying? People call me a Debbie Downer, but I mean, we gotta accept the situation for what we were born in. I had a pretty good life. I mean, I could look at myself and tell I had a good life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I still feel a little stresses because of certain paradigms that I think about, but I'm working on it. I got an appointment with a counselor on the night. As long as somebody listen to me, but I can tell, you know what I'm saying? That's why I want to get into trucking and talking to people, because I can tell when somebody sympathizes with me, because I feel a positive flow. But it is just being sensitive. That's all it is. I really have a hard time going to sleep because of certain things I think about. So I have to discipline myself. I have to get back into doing push-ups and stuff like that. I ain't necessarily trying to be aggressive and all that stuff, but I really do wish I was a guy. I think I'd be treated a whole lot better just from an intellectual perspective, or not. I mean, when you thoroughbred, you thoroughbred. That's just how it works. And I think, like I said, there's a dyke mentality and there's a stigma on a woman, with boyish qualities. But I'm pretty sure there could be, depending on, most people seem to be emasculated by their problem. You know what I'm saying? By the emotion of anger and things of that nature. So it just depends on what you're going through, what makes you come off a certain way, look a certain way. Yeah, I can tell if a man and a woman love each other because they'll compliment each other and it'll feel genuine. Even if it is rock and roll, they still can cover that shit up. Like it's not your business. But I definitely would love to experience another person with a personality receptive of me that is nothing like, you know what I'm saying, that is articulate, very intelligent, and that I feel safe around. I've had a lot of bad experiences with my own race, and I'm like, it would just be nice to find just a good person, but sometimes you don't deserve that, so you get around and you meet your match. I'm like, in reverse psychology, I would be a chauvinist, and a woman would be submissive to me. And I'm not going to experience that. So now that I'm working, I'm like, I gotta wonder. I actually get along with men better. Men were supposed to be our detox from the get go. So I'm like, I hope they put me with a just. I always told people like growing up in the ghetto, being around all the black kids and stuff. I'm like, well, going to the suburbs, the white guys were a detox for me. You know, I don't even know who a manager is because I mean I read the ever in my job at McDonald's, and most managers have a button-up shirt. That's what they say. But they're pretty much somebody who has confidence and think they know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's all about keeping society going. Like, man, anybody could pull up to any restaurant and say that they run the shit. And that's what it's about. People want me to respect their jobs and stuff. And I'm like, wow, I'm really living within the realms of a paradigm where women are, I was supposed to be a girl. And I'm like, I really gotta be receptive of the idea that another woman, I like, if I actually interact with another woman, I have to battle with pride. Cause I'm like, I need submission. That's what I need. So, so a lot of these women in our life got kids and stuff, and they got attitude problems. Like I want to am I the cause of that? But I mean, you just need to be around the positive flow. Everybody isn't a pessimist, so I think what I'm saying. You just gotta find peace within yourself. I was watching videos of truck drivers like driving down long roads, ain't nothing but grass on each side. I mean, I'm from Georgia, so I've been to places like Eastman, Milledgeville, where you know what I'm saying? I'm out here in South Carolina. You go past big fields of grass and trees, and it ain't look like it ain't gonna never end. Yeah, willpower. And I was taught to believe in God, but I was like in reverse psychology, I would be a Muslim man. So I'll pray be to Allah too. You know what I'm saying? And the Most High. You know what I'm saying? The Most High, whoever, whichever. I never really studied in depth, theology. I mean, religion and things like that. But I'm gonna get into it. It's just either you believe there's a higher power that keep you existing or you don't. It's simple as that. But I have morals, so I just wanted to be a man and have a baby with one person. You know what I'm saying? That simple life. But we got a lot of independent nature women. They've got kids with men, and they just like, I'm submitting to people, and say I love this guy, and I love this guy, and I love this guy, and I happen to have an advantage over them because of certain qualities I've had. I was a woman on my shit, and you know what I'm saying? I see a lot of that. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like Beyonce say, I think she the one who said something. You can be a sweet dream or a beautiful nightmare. So, from my understanding, just from the basic education that I have, I got a lot of more studying to do. I feel guilty for being 30 years old without some type of more certification. But it starts with you because your paper can say something all day long. But unless you have application, it really don't matter what you learn. But what I'm saying, you can pull out paperwork and prove to people and say, I really know this stuff. And that's why I said I was supposed to be a girl and in love with a man and studying and stuff. So it would be nice to find somebody else, that will get along with me. Like I said, the stigma of my race and stuff, I can't get along with another black woman. I need submission from somebody that ain't nothing like me. And I think, I be seeing like it's men around me. I think they're mocking our personalities and they're really, viewing us as mean spirited women. And it really is disheartening because it just depends on the situation. I felt like I was made a pessimist on purpose, and sometimes I'm like I'm just looking for the right person to look in the face that has a good spirit. So I think, like I said, I'm going down in lesbian history, and I was like, I wouldn't mind taking testosterone and teaching myself to be as masculine as possible because that's the only way I may be able to get more respect and people to value me as the imaginary man that I have to be in reverse psychology because I'm like, I really, what I'm saying, in reality, based off the fate of my life, half the women in my life, I didn't like them after I seen them have sex with a man. So we really did value ourselves in our pure state. They said we were born with an ego and it gets crushed by life. Life is not a paradigm, or is it? It's very real, and I'm like, everything reads in my head. My brain works perfectly fine. So, um, I think somebody told me I was inexpressive, but I wasn't. They wanted to see that I have a mouthpiece, and I'm like, what's going on is, I'm developing a natural butch mentality. I was taught to understand his lifestyle, and I was actually telling people like I actually about women having aggression. You know what I'm saying? And realizing that people were going to view me in a certain aspect because of my anatomy. And it get hard sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I got little sisters, and I thank God for my mama having them because if she ever leave me, you know what I'm saying? I hate to say it, but you got to think about stuff like that. But they going to be all I got. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because it's weird. It still feels so weird to have little sisters. And I really got paradigms that I don't need running in my head. I really kind of plotted on my own downfall, but at the same time, all these men in my life need love just like I did. So I can't say if I was wrong or right for anything I did, because basically you'll survive a crime, and then people be like, well, I'm teaching you that you need to understand that there's no way you can control the situation. You know what I'm saying? Half the people in my life is the men that got families and stuff, and then I'm like, the only reason why I'm so judgmental when it comes to women is because I'm a single woman. Underneath it all, and I really will never be fulfilled in the aspect that I really want a woman to treat me as though she's a man because there are women that have formed bonds with men and they really respect that. So they will never take a dyke mentality seriously or a lesbian. And that's understandable also, but you know what I'm saying? If I can earn somebody's respect, they will go ahead and use the reverse psychology or whatever the fuck they need to do. I understand that people want a family. That's what I want. And these men understand. I was telling them I want the same thing you want. You know what I'm saying? It's easy for a man. Like I was one of them, like some of these men are gonna grow up and be polygamous. Is this really just a great guy and everybody want them? I'm like, we growing up from the same section. I'm like, these women really want me to embrace my femalehood. These women ain't nothing like me. They wrote off on me, all these ghetto geeky bitches. You see how my personality is. I really am a reflection of them. I really don't come off like this to myself, but it might be all in my mind because when I moved, I'm in Atlanta, I'm on Windsor Street, I'm in the West End. The vibe is way different when you go all the way to Cobb County and you go to Lost Mountain. In that area, the whole vibe is different. I bet all them people that was out there before, all the people from the project housing moved out there is mad as hell right now because a lot of people that won the lottery and everything, and then all these damn ghetto people that moved to the suburbs. But everybody is a work in progress. Or just is what it is. That's what I was telling them. I have PTSD from surviving dysfunctionality and stuff like that. I have heart everywhere I go. If I drive all the way to damn Virginia or drive all the way to California, it's going to give me confidence. You see your body fight, people that have seizures, go into convulsions, whatever they do, because you got to survive. Your body really wants to stay alive. So I got to, get my posture back right, not being comfortable with having breasts, You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to go ahead and just try to accept myself a little bit for being a female, but I would love to be a man, and I don't think a man will take offense to that. Not once I break down the specific details of my life, it would make intellectual sense for me to wish I was a guy because, like I said, I grew up around people, and they will be judged in what they were trying to. People start gangs because of viewing themselves as having advantage or disadvantage, and people were really forcing my hand. I'm like, I really want to be mature, but I guess they will understand. Well, I know if so and so get a gun, she's gonna defend and protect herself. So it's all about self improvement, not about what other people think. And I'm done.